viewers, welcome back to the PI show. We're at that time of the show where it's Viv's mailbag.
Hello, Tony.
Viv, this is
Hi, Harry.
your last episode for a while, I think. But anyway,
Yeah, I'm about to go off and start a new
family.
It's
wonderful news, and we sort of offer you your
Oh,
what?
Tony, come on! I know you're shedding a tear over me.
no, I'm joking. Sorry, it is joking.
No,
that was a bit Three Stoogery there.
Wasn't it? Well, it is my last show, and it's quite actually apt that we've had a show all about dogs and dog biting tonight, because I've got a little pooch, and my concern with him has been leading up to, the end of the 9 months is will he, how I train him to not attack my little child.
Be careful because they threatened.
Yeah.
Well, there was a case in near Alice Springs about a dog. It was a dingo attacking a baby.
Well, a little while ago. Well, it's not a
Some
dingo.
people have memories of.
She was exonerated.
Azaria Chamberlain.
Azaria
But
Chamberlain.
Harry, she was exonerated.
No.
She was. Well,
Sort of.
Who
knows?
But the question I was
She's
asking,
the
question I was asking just before we actually came back from the ad break was, do I have a claim? Like, I can't obviously sue my little dog called Loki, but could I have a claim against my insurance?
No, but you could get charged by someone. Or
no, but it happens in my house.
you
Heaven
can't,
forbid.
because generally what happens is this: the policy of insurance that picks up people that get attacked won't cover people living in the same household.
Right.
So usually, who's excluded is spouses and children. Yeah, but strangers like brothers and sisters and friends and people like that.
So if they came over and were attacked by your little poodle,
Man.
they'd be
Maltese Shih
covered.
Tzu.
Don't have a claim.
Yeah,
Maltese Shih Tzu.
they'd be covered.
Oh,
but
he doesn't attack,
not
he's
members of the
Is he a
family.
shit?
He's a
Oh,
Maltese
shit.
Shih
Okay,
Tzu.
okay,
He's
okay.
beautiful. Anyway, he's going to be relegated to the fourth family member very soon. Okay, let's get stuck in. Thanks again always for writing in with your emails. Remember to always log in to the pishow.com. We love receiving your mail. The first one comes from Lucy in Geelong. She writes, to the PI show. A few months ago on a flight between Melbourne and Shanghai, my friend received food poisoning from eating the plane food. Well, it probably wouldn't be the first time or the last, but she's so ill, unfortunately, that she had to take 2 weeks off work and has had some pretty high medical expenses. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but I think it may be difficult to prove negligence. What do you think? However, isn't it true that she can also get no-fault compensation? I remember this from a show you did on airline injuries recently. Please let me know. Thanks, Lucy. Harry?
Well, I think injuries on aeroplanes are governed by special legislation. Ultimately, it's called the Warsaw Convention, which governs.
Carries Act in Australia.
Yeah, but it governs people who are injured on planes. So it's right. There's probably strict liability. So first of all, you've got to prove that there was food poisoning arising from a meal on a plane.
I think once you link it, you're pretty much safe.
Yeah. So we think once you've got a medical report to link it, should get loss of wages and medical expenses covered. You've got to apply within 2 years. There's a strict time limit. You've got to apply within 2 years.
What happens even if the injuries aren't permanent? When we always talk about permanent injury, it doesn't really
it doesn't
matter
won't
when you're dealing with
affect
airlines.
these claims because
There's no threshold as such.
yeah, you don't have to have a permanent injury.
You don't need a 5% or
No.
yeah.
So should she consult a lawyer in order to
Consult
start?
a lawyer,
Definitely.
and then you'd all probably write in to the airline with a letter and a medical report.
Yep.
I'd
Highlighting
consult
what's
a
actually
lawyer.
happened.
It's
Yep.
Yeah,
safer
consult a lawyer.
because of the deadlines and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Hope that helps you a little bit. Our next question comes from Mark in Coburg. He says, to the PI show, a few weeks ago I fell from a ladder at work and severely injured my back. I want to apply for work cover, but I'm not sure whether my claim will be accepted because the fall occurred actually after work hours, and I was only climbing up the ladder to retrieve a mobile phone that I thought I may have left up there. Also, I had been told by my employer that the ladder was actually dangerous, and presumably he was told not to go up there. That's why he's writing that. Do I have a possible claim?
I think he has got a claim because even though it happened outside of work hours, it's still closely proximate to the work.
I mean, if he left the mobile phone up
Yeah.
there during the course
Even
of
if he
his
thought he
work-
left the
Yeah,
mobile phone
yeah,
up there,
yeah.
he'd still have a claim because it's incidental or connected to work. There's a proximity. There's no break
Precisely.
between. Well, even though he's clocked off, he's gone back shortly thereafter
So-
to retrieve piece of equipment, if you like.
That forms a part of his work.
He'll
as
get his
well.
no-fault benefits of medical and life expenses and loss of income. But I'd have a look at it closely because every time you got ladders involved, there's always someone at fault.
But if the employer
Has provided it.
provided and said it's a dangerous ladder, they shouldn't
you-
have provided a
Well,
dangerous
there's
ladder.
almost contrib there, isn't there?
No, you
Well,
haven't know.
there'd be there'd be a claim against the employer. If the employer knew the ladder was dangerous and warned the employer is primarily at fault.
Well, the employer shouldn't have given them a dangerous ladder to
Yes.
start with.
Well, that's
They
right.
should have got the ladder, turfed it to one side.
And given a safe ladder and
It's an unsafe system of work.
Yes.
Yeah. So
We think he's got a claim, and as I say, it's his primary fault's connected to his work.
And you hope he's not too badly injured, but anyone that comes off a ladder generally gets a nasty injury.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very rarely do they not.
So he should also probably consult a lawyer very, very quickly.
I'll
so
give you my
Consult a
phone, but
lawyer.
it's a bit long.
Yeah. There's no time limit for statutory benefits, but the sooner a claim's put in, the better.
Mark, ring a lawyer. Important.
Thanks so much, guys. The next question comes from Mindy in Malvern. She writes, Dear Harry and Tony, I own 2 large German Shepherd dogs, so it's quite apt. We're actually talking about this email in our dog injuries segment, or show rather. They have never attacked anyone, but they are very protective of my property. So whenever someone walks past, they bark and growl constantly. A few times children have been very frightened when they have walked past my house, and recently one of the mothers came by. She just wanted to tell me that her child has begun to experience panic attacks as a result of my dogs, she claims. So she's threatened to sue me. Is it possible, and does she have any grounds to succeed? I'm extremely worried and would love some advice. It's a long bow though, do you think? I mean,
11-year-old, I mean, they're not
Yeah.
2 or 3 or 5.
Yeah.
But, 11-year-old, panic attacks, you'd need some sort of permanency, wouldn't you, Harry?
I think so, yeah.
5%, maybe child psychologist, and the beauty of it is you'd probably wait. You've got at law, 18 years of age plus whatever.
Yeah, you can. In theory, you could wait till.
Yeah, you wanna see how
child
she
turns
goes.
18.
just to see if she's still experiencing that.
Mindy,
Otherwise, you need to pursue it through what's called a litigation guardian, which is a parent which steps into the shoes of the child. Look, it seems it's a difficult claim. Hopefully, she's got contents insurance, which would cover that. So if she is sued, she then forward a claim or a letter onto her insurer, and insurer would step in her shoes.
Okay.
So she'd be covered, hopefully, by insurance.
Yeah.
or better still, let's hope that the child gets better.
Absolutely.
The child gets better.
And maybe
Yeah,
move the
there's no
dogs out
claim.
the back rather than the front, I would
It's
suggest.
that time, Harry, we've got to go, Viv.
All right, it's been
And,
a pleasure. Thank you so
yeah,
much.
Look, I hope everything goes well with you and the bubs
Thank
and
you.
the family and everyone else,
Yeah.
and hope
It's a momentous event that
Yeah.
changes your life, but changes your life for the better.
and we hope to get you back on the show soon. Viv.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Don't
As
get
a
too
mum.
used. Don't get too used to staying at home.
Yeah, we're getting someone from the interchange bench.
Well, we
but,
are.
you know,
Kathy,
we're
we are in safe hands with Kathy. So.
We're in the first 18.
Harry got her off the draft.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and keep writing.
Thanks for watching.
PIShow.com.
Thanks for
For your
watching.
help.
Thank you.
Thank you, viewers.
Bye-bye.